So welcome back. So in this video, I'm gonna briefly explain to you how to convert a existing desktop application into a mobile application. So we're just working on one screen, the dashboard screen of redact.dev, and we're gonna convert it into a mobile application screen like this one. So this is for Android devices. So first I'm gonna show you a video montage on how I did it, and then after that I'm gonna explain to you the screens and what are the things that I thought of when I'm thinking on this on mobile. So let's get started. So firstly, let's just start at three topics, right? So the first topic is just what are the essential, let's just write it down. What are the essential things you want to show the user for the application? So I know for a fact that Redact is something the main feature of it is just redaction services. Redaction service by that is deleting your social media post contents from a social media site, right? So we want to show that first on mobile. So in here, I think this guy are, even though how cute he is, we cannot like just cram it there because it would be really distracting and it will create a big real estate problem for us. So if you do that, this will be the result of this. So if you just like convert it one to one, that's what I'm saying. So if you convert 1-to-1 without removing anything, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna look like that, or like this. Again, small here. That going there. I mean, it would be a 2-column or a 1-column, depending. But I guess this is much more better looking, like that. So we always keep in mind that this is the screen proper of a mobile screen, right? And if we do it like that, we have created a scenario that this screen, this real estate, this doesn't do anything. It doesn't say anything. It's just for like eye candy. So we need to avoid that. We need first to show the user what is the application for. So we have just a brief description of it. Just a brief description, and you want the user to start using it. So what I did there is, like on this one, on desktop you have more leeway. Okay, sometimes on designing on desktop, if you're designing mobile first, you will have this kind of conundrum that you'll have less content in designing for desktop. So we'll have like a lot more like bigger elements. But on Redact side, this was designed desktop first. So the desktop application was the first one, and then after that the mobile application. And this is actually much more advantageous because I'm just the only designer here. So yeah. There's just a bit of cheating, but that is just a caveat for you to know. So about this, on this one, you can see that there's a contrast, right? So you will have automatically the services, like this, but it's much different. So, as you can see, the services here has some tooltips on it, and then some, some notifications. If it is when and what is last ran, this notification is just stating that it hasn't been used yet, so you need to get started in using that. This notification is saying that, hey, this thing is actually not working right now, so you can't use it, so it's gray out. This notification is saying that there's something going on in the background, so Facebook is being redacted right now. The redaction services is being used right now, and Skype is also being used right now. And this in Instagram, it's saying that the redaction process is done. So if you click the logs here, you can see the logs on it on mobile, and this will just disappear if the user clicks logs and just turn into the last run, like that. So yeah, the first thing are the services. So this services is on this fold. So all of this is on this fold. So that is the main thing that you want the user to show. So you put it right there, right? And this one is just on the bottom. So let us just have a small change. Let's just interchange them both. Let's just put this thing on top and this thing on bottom. You can see here that this would be a problem because this join link is a Discord invite. This will direct the user outside the application and open another application. So you don't want to put it first. You never basically want to put a outside link for the start of your application, for the home page and the desktop page. Okay, so I can just put it on the bottom side, or ideally I just want to remove this thing, right? But this is actually one of the important features of Redact because our support is always on Discord, so we'll have that prominent. And other things are just, if I just put, I was considering just to put the logs here, right? Have the logs there, and basically the user after searching the services, and you'll have the change logs on the bottom side. But I don't think that's even relevant to have a change log there because the mobile users just want to click a service, then start deleting stuffs, right? And then what else? So the second part you need to think about is, we talk about is screen real estate. So you need to show the user first what they essential for the application and the screen real estate. For in this one, this thing, actually, if the redaction is running, the deletion process is running, they will have this, the Discord button and then loading screen. So you will see that the load screen is happening, whether what level on you are in the app. If you're in the scheduler and the logs, or if you're on the different redact forms here, you will see that it is running there, right? So we can actually have this available for the user entirely in just one screen for mobile. We can have it like this. We can have it there and just inform the user that, yeah, you are starting to delete some stuffs on your Facebook. We can have also an error there and gray out this stuff like I talk about, or the completion, or this one. So you can have you can just use the real estate just to show the tidbits of information, posting useful information post useful information for the user without really cluttering it that much, right? So if I post it, so let me just contrast it again to another example. If we have, again, 1:1 1:1 design transition here, this is what will happen. So if you have like new features there, right? So this new features is a bit more big. And it is actually a card. Remember, on mobile, cards really demand attention. Like this one. Let's just make it smaller. Cards really demand attention, and it doesn't do anything. This is just a feature. Just shows you how the new features interact, or the new features of redact is, right? It's just an info, right? So it doesn't do anything, so it's better to leave it out. Or what if I just have the latest tweets there about redact? Again, this would open another application. You actually don't want, as I said earlier, you actually don't want another application to be opened when you're inside the application. You need the user to keep them inside the application. So this is not good. And then what else I'm gonna put it here? I think that's all. That's all the examples, the bad examples that you would think. Because basically, if you're just not thinking on it on a standpoint that is most useful for the user, or serving the user the most contextual thing that the application would do. Okay, I lost my train of thought there, but basically that's what it does. And the last thing is just to keep it on one screen. Keep it on one screen. I really lost my train of thought there. Sorry about that. Keep it on one screen. Why would you keep it on one screen, right? So some applications have advertisements of their features on their page. Some applications have suggestions. Like let's just say you're going to an Airbnb app. Airbnb app Android. I mean, like, let's just take this clone, for example, of the Airbnb app. This is not the actual app, but this is just a clone of the app, right? So in this app design, we can see that we have the search there on top, which is not related to redact. We don't need a search bar there because we need to like display the services, the social media services that we are providing is less than 20. If it is less than 20 or less than 10, for the meantime, we can have that displayed on the application without a search bar, right? we can change this later on to accommodate search. Like just click search here, have a search bar here, like this. Like this one. And just search for the application. But for now, it's not that useful, right? So on the other sides there are some cards here like the categories, the popular, and the homes here. So there are different categories here. But on Redact, it has only one category. The most important category is just services. So we can have that on services. Because on the first iteration I made here, the services are in this page on the middle part. So the middle part is actually the best way to tell the user that this is the thing that we will be using all the time, right? So on the middle part, I was thinking of listing all the services there, but that would defeat the purpose that the user would automatically use the application, because it would go to, if this was just a popular service, let me just show you. Start using let's just say most popular services. So if it's just a most popular services like this three, and then I will just have some cards there like this thing for the bottom of it, and have a view more on this side, view more services or all services. This will create more tabs for the user to to go to the service that he or she wants to go, right? So rather than making it like this and adding more interactions to your application, why just make it very simple and just do it in when the user opens the application or not, like that. But we're not like for me, I'm not that strict on how many clicks or taps a user would go to the application. For me, in my opinion, if you want to have like 5 taps just to run your application, be my guess. But in a typical scenario, you just want to know the essential things you want to application, and then just execute it on the first page. On the first half of the page, or on the first screen fold of it, just execute it on that page and you're good to go. So I think let's just review. Let's review. So the first thing is, what are the essential things you want to show the user? For this desktop application, we need the user to be shown the services. So I've created the services here to be shown in front of the user so they can get started. So user real estate, user information, so show the user a good amount of information that they will know what is going on to your application. Like in this homepage, they would know that things are deleting, these services can't be used, things have been done deleting, and like that in just one screen. So it doesn't have to be like super crammed or anything. Just make it like, just think about it like, what are some icons or what are some notifications that I would show the user that this is going on. Like on the first design that I made is, I've essentially shown the user that this is going on by having a play button on the top of it. Wait, let me just show it. Where is it? Here. So like on this one, this is the first iteration of the design. So you can see here on the first exploration, my first exploration on it, it's just deleting here. And then we only have like 3 services, right? So it's just deleting there, and it's showing that, hey, you're deleting here, like that. That was the first iteration. So just conveys the useful information for the user to start. But it actually just operates on the same concept that the services, our main three services are always here, right? This is when Redact has three services. Now it has like going to 10 services right now. So, and then last part is keep it on one screen. If you want to have it like extended like this for more information, like added recent redactions on that thing, or the logs on that thing, or just some quick logs, just 3 logs of it on it. So that's actually okay, but it's much better to have it just on one screen, on one page, all the important stuffs. And if you want to have miscellaneous stuff, ads, you put it on the bottom screen, or the new services or new features. Or if that, the exception is if the feature is very important, you should actually put it above. But you have to actually weigh on is it that really important or not, like that. You have to weigh. You have to pick and choose actually. So I think that's it. I hope that this has been informative, informative to you on how to like extract a desktop screen and what features should be put on the mobile application. Stay safe. See you soon and have a good one.